Hey everybody, welcome back to Majestic Collectibles podcast. So this is 2023 eBay sales year in review. I apologize for the mess behind me. I should have cleaned up. I didn't feel like it. I got a lot of stuff going on. Show season starting here in a couple of weeks. And I've been moving inventory out. I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on consignment auction here probably in about a month to 6 weeks I got to get ready for. So I just took the time to get this done, or it probably would not have happened. I know I'm a little late anyway, it being February. But I just got my 1099K from eBay maybe a week or so ago. And I wanted to wait for that anyway because I wanted an apples to apples comparison. Now, if you saw my podcast and some of my videos over summer and I suppose early fall, I was whining really good about coming out way short on eBay sales for 2023 compared to 2022. I thought maybe somewhere in the $20,000 to $30,000 less sales for 2023, and I was kind of sort of right. It wasn't as bad as I thought. It came out about $9,000, a little over $9,000 lower sales 2023 to 2022. Honestly, though, that's only because I had I was gonna say a really good month in December, but it was actually not great. But the last part of November and first part of December kind of saved me for 2023. But still, $9,000 less revenue is not going to get the motor running. The frustration I have, I think I'd have beat 2022's gross sales, eBay gross sales, if the tech worked. There's a lot of stuff going on, but there's a clear difference in my sales. When the eBay tech, I don't know if it's the search, I don't know if it's servers, I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what. Yeah, I'm not a tech guy. I sell comic books, but something needs to get a little better there, and I really think that's most of the difference. Now, looking forward to 2024, off to a terrible start. So I just looked up my sales for the month of January, eBay sales, and they are $6,000 less already than 2023. So I'm already $6,000 fewer sales in January of 2024, which is almost the total amount, that's 2/3 of the sales decrease from all of last year. So I've already got $6 of the $9,000 lost already in 2024. Now I will say this, a lot of weird stuff weather-wise. I sell probably 85% of my stuff goes to East-West Coast, and they've both had a really lousy winter. And I know that's probably affected sales, so I hope everybody's safe there and staying dry and warm and things. So they have more important things to worry about than buying my junk off eBay. If that all, I think the economy is finally caught up, at least to the collectibles. The market, the bubble has burst, and it burst probably almost a year ago, and it's been trending downward since. And so I do think that's kind of a double whammy there between the weather events and the bubble bursting in the collectibles market. Going forward, I don't know. I think this is going to be a really rocky year for most anybody in the collectibles market anywhere, whether you're on eBay or not. It's a presidential election year, and those are a little wacky anyway. And this one's kind of cranked the wacky level up, to 10. So that's not going to help. I think, we've got these early weather events in January on the coasts. A lot of people, millions of people affected. Certainly not going to help. A lot of reports coming in. Folks having trouble paying car payments, paying house payments, buying food. As long as that's all going on, I don't I don't see a big rebound. I don't see how we're going to have a fantastic year sales-wise. And that's just part of the roller coaster. I've been through this before in the Great Recession. And that's what concerns me. So during the Great Recession, I still am, a Lionel train dealer, and that was both new and vintage. So Lionel, MTH, K-Line, all those new toy trains. And that recession hit, and I am not kidding. In about a 7-month span, I lost all my customers. I had like 2 customers. I had thousands of dollars worth of product on order. It would come in, just get ghosted. And they never came back. That's a market that is a very niche market now. I don't even buy the vintage stuff for resale because people get mad at me. I mean, they actually get flat out angry. Well, I spent this in 1990 whatever, and it's like nobody's playing with them anymore. They're still making new stuff. They're very expensive. They're made to order, so it's pretty much kind of all not quite bespoke, but there's not a lot of extra inventory floating around, so you don't really see them even on train and hobby shops. You don't see a ton of products sitting on the shelf because everything is pretty much one and done. They run a batch and it's sold out, and that's all they produce. So unless a dealer is ordering for extra store stock, there's nothing in the warehouse really. And what scares me about that is, could that happen to trading cards? Could that happen to comics? Could that happen, to any of the modern collectibles? And the answer is yes. And I'm really concerned about that because I think a lot of new folks, a lot of flippers that were inexperienced, I think a lot of them got burned. And, we had some trading card silliness there in the mid to late 90s. That junk wax era, it's called, and a lot of those folks never came back. And the ones that did probably came back over COVID, and they got burned again. And this time they got burned for way more money than what happened in the 90s. And I don't see a lot of kids coming up during the flipper era. They went with their dads or their moms or whatever, and they would buy stuff and things like that. And I was at a card show, just a local little show uptown here, maybe 3 weeks ago now. And I got to tell you, most people they wanted to trade. There was not a lot of I guess here's the price, buy it. There's always some negotiation, and it wasn't like 10% off. It was like, hey, I'll give you $10 for that card you got marked for $25, or would you trade me or whatever. So that concerns me a little bit. If you're not able to cash flow in any business, you're in trouble really quick. And this could be a situation where in 2024, if you can't cash flow in the collectibles marketplace, it's going to show up pretty quick. And I'll be curious to see the November and December shows I did in Johnston and here in Des Moines at the mall were okay. And generally, if you're going to do a collectible show, during the Christmas season, they're usually not just okay. And I heard from a few other dealers that the Christmas one in particular was not even okay. So, I'm going to be curious to see how this starts out here. I've got my first show February 24th. It's in Johnston. It's just a very small comic-based show. So, I mean, there's other things. There's pop figures and there's artists and things, but it's not a major show. But we'll see what the turnout is, and we'll see what they're buying. I switched over my inventory on the show stuff pretty much to dollar books and $10 and under stuff because nothing else was selling. So people are definitely bargain hunting out there, and I think we're seeing that on eBay. I think we saw it somewhat in 2023. I think we're going to see a lot of that bargain hunting in 2024. A lot of product being dumped on the market in collectibles, anywhere from online at Whatnot, eBay, Etsy, Mercari. I'm seeing it at shows. None of it's good. A lot of people graded a lot of stuff and they're coming back mid-grade. So even getting their grading feedback is a challenge. And I think that's got a lot of people turned off. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect. You always hope for the best, expect the worst kind of deal. eBay, I don't know. I don't know if most folks probably don't follow like the financials. You hear about it on YouTube or whatever, and their financials, I got to tell you, looked really bad. I haven't heard anybody say that, but they looked really bad, and that's being reflected in their long-term value, short-term value, and the reason they looked really bad. They had a really, really super high profit margin, which you think, wow, that's fantastic. I think it was around 30%. To put it in perspective, Amazon has, I think it's around 6% profit margin. So eBay has this really huge profit margin. Here's the problem. That profit came from fees. So it didn't come from growth. It's not a platform that's growing and hasn't been for quite a while. A lot of people forget that right before COVID, it was shrinking up. And then they got lucky, to be honest with you, if that's probably not quite the right term. But they got lucky with COVID when everybody sat at home and online and spent all that government money, right? The free money that was being handed out. And eBay was a massive beneficiary of that. So was Amazon. Most online places were, because, the shops were closed, or, you had to wear a mask or whatever the rules were where you were at. But after that ended, after that money dried up, after the prices, the bubble burst, there's nothing really exciting moving forward. If you look at their business model, it's really kind of just blah. And I think they've pretty much tapped out, gotten as much blood from the fee stone as possible. I mean, they just can't bludgeon the sellers a whole lot more for any more fees. They're already losing sellers. When you lose bad sellers and bad buyers, you just improve the marketplace, right? No big deal. It actually helps. Well, now you're losing good sellers, and now you're losing good buyers. And I think the powers that be that follow these companies and things like that, it stands out. It would not surprise me a bit if eBay was either going to be hit by some activist investor group or some private equity fund, or just something that wants to come in and just milk it for all it's worth and then throw it away. And that's a little scary. I mean, eBay can be a zombie corporation for decades. But as far as the growth, as far as innovation and stuff like that, it's going to be really hard to do any of that as long as as long as people are leaving. That's all it amounts to. So this could be a really kind of a make or break year for eBay. I know they said they were going to make changes to the search engine, and I wonder if that didn't happen a little bit, because my sales are way off, but they're in a very narrow range. So in other words, before, my sales had this heartbeat monitor thing, ding, 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 they were really up and down. Well, now it's kind of like this. It's in a very narrow range. So I like that from being steady. So, I don't have 3-4 days where there's, $20, $60, $80 in sales. That's what was happening to me over the summer in 2023. So I do like that aspect, where every day I'm getting sales. I still am not getting a lot of watchers, at least not what I used to be. And I've noticed that's been trending down for a while now, and has, I don't know when it stops. I could get easily 100, 150 watchers on a bad day, and now I'm lucky to get, maybe I'll get 50, on a good day, and some days I'll get 8 to 12, and maybe it's a really good day, I'll get 100, a little over 100, but that's something, so I still don't know if it's a search related or people just bailing on eBay related. stuff in general. I do mix up my inventory. I've been revamping my store, making a lot of changes. And they all seem to help a little, but I've not run across any magic bullet that has suddenly, bringing more people in. The other thing that concerns me going forward with eBay in 2024, the change in promoted listings, it appears that, your promoted listing fee is paid to promote it within the eBay ecosystem on the eBay website. And before, those fees went to, I don't know if they went to Facebook ads, Google ads, they went to, they were for online advertising basically outside of the eBay ecosystem. That seems to be, from what they've written on their policies, seems to have changed, or is going to be changing here very soon. So, of course, the fees haven't changed. So, we're paying the same amount for less, shrinkflation, if you want to call it that. And I don't know. I'm sure that cost is not insignificant. But I don't know why eBay has stopped promoting itself. I saw I don't know if I saw any TV commercials this last fourth quarter for eBay. Maybe in the larger markets or larger cities, you guys did see that. But I didn't see much of anything for eBay promotions. And I'm still not. And that's the kind of head-scratching part on eBay. They've never been very innovative. They're always a day late and a dollar short. They put all this money into this graded collectibles warehouse for cards and comics. That market crashed and burned. I mean, that did Wile E. Coyote right over the canyon wall there. They're trying to do this whatnot kind of thing, and I don't know how that's gone. I don't pay any attention to it, but basically, most of that stuff is just a garbage dump. You just have huge quantities, and people are moving out stuff that they don't want to mess with. Is really all that amounts to. So, why eBay wants to get involved in that, I don't know. To me, that's not the way to go. I don't deal with the Vero stuff, this high-end luxury, so I really don't run into the counterfeit aspect of stuff. I know that for a lot of sellers, though, has been very problematic getting Vero'd for basically no good reason. Just the large companies just don't like you, and they want to intimidate you and drive you off, the way it sounds. And that, I don't mess with it. So it doesn't really affect me, but it is something where in 2024, eBay needs a win. They just need a win. I don't even know where they're going to get it. I don't know how they're going to get it. They need to have a win. They have had just so much bad news come out between lawsuit settlements and the millions of dollars, and those aren't done yet. The trouble with the Vero, the trouble with people leaving, it's just, it's not easy. I really don't want to dump on eBay on this, because they're getting hit by a lot of things, but a lot of these things, they kind of earned it. They've really put themselves in a really, really bad position. And it's not a hole. I don't know how they're going to dig out of it, guys. I'm going to keep selling on eBay. It's still my primary source of revenue. For those of us in rural states, we don't have a huge population. We don't have a huge market to sell in. eBay's really our only access to the international market. It's their only access to either East or West Coast. And I can do it, sitting here with all my junk. Oh yeah, that pinball. Oh, sorry, wrong side. Pinball machine. There we go. I'm going to get it right. That's the right one. I got to get my camera. It's reversed. I didn't realize that. Going to get that fixed. So, some good news there for me. Yay! Finally got the wiring diagram. But there's just not a lot of options. So eBay is the 600-pound gorilla. I did the podcast on that last year, and that hasn't changed. So I'm rooting for them. I just don't know what they're going to do for a win at this point. But they need a win. They need a win very, very badly, and they need a win with the sellers. the people that are selling on eBay are the ones they really need to start paying a lot of attention to. And this feedback system, since I'm ranting and raving on eBay for 2024 versus the $9,000 drop in 2023, this feedback thing, review thing, I guess it is now. They started that maybe not even a week ago. It's February 6th is when I'm shooting. I think January 30th is when, if you looked at the feedback, it started saying reviews and stuff. It's just homogenizing it with Amazon because once again, they can't, they gotta copy somebody else. The feedback thing, leave the star system. I don't know why we even have the text part, where people can comment on it. In this day and age of online trolls and harassment and just overall ignorance and silliness, just leave that part out. Just go with a thumbs up or 2 thumbs up or 1 through 5, whatever it is. And just let people keep their little comments to themselves. The only feedback I look at, because I'm a buyer too, if they got a bunch of negs, I will look at the negs. I don't even look at the good ones. So the only ones anybody's really seen for the most part is when you get flamed. And I see so many, it's like, said it was delivered and it wasn't. We're not the post office or whoever it was shipped, so you gotta kind of handle that on your end. I think there has to be some accountability. I'm not saying that, but I think people are leaving. I think sellers are leaving because of the harassment they're getting and all the politics, all the religion, all the cheap shots. I haven't experienced a lot of that myself, but it does happen from time to time. And I think some sellers, whatever reason, they just seem to be a magnet for it, And when you're just, in my case, I'm just one person. I don't have employees. Nobody really helps me other than maybe, my son will come to a show or my kids will come to a show and help me. By help me, it means they dump their coat and they go shopping while I'm working the booth, but whatever. So, that's just a lot of things, you don't need to deal with on top of everything else, as hard as it is, and the fee structure and things like that. So hopefully 2024 will have at least one big win for eBay. That's the goal I hope for them. For me, I can't really change anything. I can't affect the weather. I certainly have no influence over eBay and their fee and their technology and things like that. So at this point, we're chugging forward. I am expecting, I guess at this point, if I only show a $9,000 sales decrease at the end of 2024, like 2023, I would probably be really thrilled. Of course, that's $18,000 less revenue over 2 years, which is not very exciting, especially when you're a small seller. That's a chunk of change, and that's all you can do, guys. So if you've noticed any changes, they're supposed to be doing the search engine thing this year sometime, supposedly back in January. I haven't noticed it, but maybe. I'm kind of curious to hear from other resellers, your thoughts on that. And, how'd your sales do? Were they up or down in 2023? What do you expect in 2024? Just kind of curious to see maybe what some other vendors and resellers are thinking on that. I will have some CGC, a CGC video coming up here in, let's see, probably 3, 4, 5 days after this video. I just got another batch in. I was going to do this batch if you watched my last video, and I said that, hey, I got like 4 boxes in. Well, I just got a notice overnight, so I guess it must have shipped out either this morning or late last night. I've got 2 more CGC boxes coming in. So I'm just going to wait for those since they're on the way anyway. They should be in, let's see, what is today, Monday, so they'll probably be in, Thursday is probably about when they'll be here. So maybe shoot the video on Friday and get it up, next week, and maybe if I can, I'll put it on Sunday night. But I'm guessing it's probably going to be like Tuesday or Thursday of next week. But check that out. They're mainly from that silver bronze collection that came in last summer and fall, so that should be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. So hopefully we'll get some collections bought. We can do some more fun videos, and we'll just go along for the roller coaster ride on eBay. Thanks for watching.